everyone, my name is Tiffany and this is my channel, Who's Your Handmade. Thank you so much for stopping by today. In today's video, it's another episode of #Friday Sews, and I would love to share some of my upcoming sewing plans with you. If that sounds interesting to you, stick around. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by today. And if you're already a friend of mine, welcome back. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. And above all, thank you for your friendship. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not done so already. That costs you absolutely nothing. It's just a way for us to connect further and for you to be notified when I upload new videos. And don't forget to leave a comment down below. I love reading your comments. I love hearing about your projects. What are you working on? What's on your sewing table? I would love chatting with you down below. This is #Friday Sews video. I want to talk about what I've been working on and give you some plans. I've kind of laid out some plans here in front of me, so I would love to share those with you as well. But first off, you will notice the sewing machine is still behind me. I'm recording this on Thursday evening and the drywall crew just left today. They were finally able to come back and finish things. That means I was left a whole weekend with my sewing room in chaos, so I just left her there. I plugged her in and I did do a little bit of sewing in a little different spot. One of you mentioned that you would love to look out those windows and sew with your sewing machine. It is a beautiful view for sure. You can't see it in the frame here, but Mom's sewing machine is just on the other side of mine there on that table. That's where she likes to sew when she's sewing up here. Not going to spend too much time on what I'm wearing. Y'all probably recognize this if you've watched hardly any of my videos at all. This is one of my favorite patterns. This is the Ellie and Max Staycation dress. Every time I wear one, I think I need another one. Although I probably have 5 or 7 in my wardrobe, I still love this dress. It's just perfect, fits me really, really well, and it's my go-to for a beautiful tiered knit dress. So that's what I'm wearing today. Let's get into what I've been working on. Like I said, I did try to make space for a little bit of sewing up here over the weekend. I worked on the flag quilt. I'm gonna insert some pictures or video right here to give you a little bit of a close-up of this quilt. I talked about it last week. This is a new pattern. Actually, let me see if I can, let me go grab that pattern just a second so I can reference it. Here's the pattern. This is the Bonnie and Camille Thimble Blossoms flag quilt that I was just talking about. This is what I've been working on. This was the new project that I picked up at the quilt store over retreat. So love this pattern. It's been so much fun. They have made it here with some traditional red, white, and blue fabrics, but I have decided to use more 30s fabric. So I'm going to try to do a little close-up of my blocks to show you my fabric. I think it turned out really, really cute. I have a lot of 30s fat quarters and pieces of fabric in my stash. So I thought an American flag quilt with those 30s fabrics would be really, really cute. So I finished the last 5 blocks of those this weekend, and I've also started working on the sashing. So this is what I mean by sashing. That's what that's called, in between the blocks there. And then you add a border. So you do your sashing there and then here, and then you add your border last. And then you're done with this quilt, which is really good. So it goes together really quickly. It's been really fun. This is a great beginner quilt pattern, in my opinion. This is an excellent beginner quilt pattern. You don't have a ton of cutting. The cutting that you do have in this pattern is called out really well, very simple to understand, and you're just kind of sewing straight lines together. Really fun. Very fun pattern. Highly recommend if you are new to the quilting scene but you want to kind of make a bigger throw quilt. Definitely a lot of fun. Addie did come up to me there late in the weekend and said, "Mama, do you think we can work on a different project now?" I think she was tired of my flag quilt. I think she was tired of seeing that same project. So we're gonna switch it up a little bit and work on some garment projects. I thought I would share these plans with you today on this hashtag Friday Sews because that's all the sewing that I did over the weekend with the chaos in the room the way it was. Just focused on the simple sewing of those blocks and cutting out that sashing. So I did take advantage of the Peony Patterns sale. I don't know if it was an anniversary sale. I'm not real sure what the sale was actually titled. I did share that on my Instagram page. If you're not following me on Instagram yet, I don't post a ton. I do want to get back to posting regularly, but if I see a good sale of a pattern company that I love, I will usually drop those into my stories so that you can see that. My Instagram handle is Hoosier.handmade. You can find me over there and give me a follow, and I'll follow you back. I love following people back on Instagram so I can see their makes as well. So I did take advantage of that sale. I think it was 50% off patterns. It was a really good sale. Most of these were very inexpensive. I'm going to talk about the patterns that I picked up and what I actually paid for them. The first one that I want to talk about is this wisteria dress. Addie is going back to school here soon, in less than a month now. This year will be pre-K. Last year was preschool, and this year is pre-K. So we're getting her ready for kindergarten, and I wanted to create a dress. I talked about that a little bit last week. So I went into the Peony Patterns database and looked for anything that kind of stood out to me, a little bit of a new pattern that I could create, kind of a new look. Had a thought in my mind for what I wanted, and I picked up this one. Sorry about the black and white, that's all my printer prints in, but this is the wisteria dress, and what drew me in, you can see all the variations of dresses down here. I wanted a flutter sleeve, so you see the flutter sleeve there, and I wanted a double layered skirt. So this one right here, let me make sure I'm showing it to you. Yeah, this one right here is a double layered skirt. You even have one that has a ruffle underneath as well. I loved that double layer of skirt. And then you have your sash, so that's what the front looks like. And then you have the option for the sash in the back. I just love that. So that's really what my vision is. I want to make something kind of cute and double layered with the fabrics that I have. This is a really neat pattern. It comes in sizes 1 to 14 years. And it was really inexpensive. I ended up paying $5.94 for this pattern in the sale there. You can see I haven't taped it together, but that's a project for the weekend. The fabric that I picked up is some back to school themed fabric from Hobby Lobby. I loved this fabric. I've washed it, so it's kind of losing some threads there, but this is so cute. Look at these colors, very bright and vibrant, has all the little school themed things. So I found this in their, seasonal section, and then I found this fabric along their wall of fabrics. The cottons, it's all along that one wall. I found this one. You guys, look at this. This is so perfect down to the green. I just love it. It looks like they go together, and it's going to be so cute. So, I'm picturing bodice and then underskirt and maybe the overskirt, and then finding a solid color to do the flutter sleeves and the little bow. We'll figure it out, but I just love these together, and I think they're gonna make a darling first day of pre-K. I also have some patches coming from Amazon. I believe they're out in the mailbox right now, but I have not went out there to look. I ordered some back to school themed patches that I can adhere to her dress via iron and then kind of do a little bit of a stitch around it to hold it on. So all the inspiration, all the ideas are just kind of bubbling up, and I'm excited to see where this project takes me. The next project that I want to work on here in the month of August is a little skirt for Addie's birthday party. She does have a birthday coming up at the beginning of September. We're going with a under the sea theme, kind of like bubble guppies. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of bubble guppies. Everyone I tell the theme to, they're just like, what is she saying? So let me pop up a picture of Bubble Guppies. It is just the cutest show. She loves it. So we're going with a under the sea kind of theme. And I found this fabric at Hobby Lobby. It's a really silky kind of athletic fabric that is iridescent. Look at it shimmer like mermaid scales. I ordered her a t-shirt with the Bubble Guppies on the front with a big 5 in her name, but I wanted to make a skirt for her to go with her outfit. So I have this fabric, I have plenty of it in case I run into an issue. It is a weird fabric. It is very, not vinyl feeling, but kind of vinyl feeling. It's very strange. So I hope it sews okay in the sewing machine. I did pick up a couple more patterns when I was shopping there with the Peony Patterns sale. This one though was completely free. So I picked up this one, didn't even know that they had this one on their website, but I was really excited to find this. This is called the Appleberry skirt. It is a simple elastic waisted skirt there. Look how cute that is. And I think it would work really well for this pattern. I don't want to be sewing a lot of seams with this fabric. Simple construction, elastic waist. I was even thinking of just finding some fancy elastic. I know you can find it at like Walmart and doing that instead of a whole waistband. So we'll just see. We'll see where I go with the pattern, but this was a really great completely free. You do have to put it in your cart and check out, but then they send this pattern to you completely free. So really great find there during the Peony Patterns sale. And then one more project I want to get started on is Project Dress a Girl. My goodness, it's coming around quickly. I am going to be participating here in September on the vlogging tour. I'm going to have another vlog. It's going to be another sew with me. You guys really seem to enjoy those. The last 2 that I've done have got a ton of views, and you have really enjoyed sewing with me. So I'm going to be doing a new pattern this year. I'm still kind of testing out which pattern I want to use, so I'll announce that later. But if you're ready to get started now on your Project Dress a Girl dresses and you really want a sew with me to do that, you can go refer back to those 2 videos. I'll link them down below. The first one I did, I call it a sundress. It's like a pillowcase dress, and it's just a real simple construction with cotton fabric. You have ties up here at the shoulder, very simple to do. And then last year's sew with me was the peasant dress. It has elastic at the neckline and on the sleeves. Another very simple dress to do. Hopefully this year will be simple as well. I'm trying to keep it very simple and easy for anyone to follow those videos and make some little dresses for Project Dress a Girl. Like I said, I will link those videos down below for you if you have not saw those sew with me's. And that's the plans that I'm committing to for now. I do want to try to sew myself something here, but these are the ones taking precedence. I definitely want to get a new school dress done, Addie's birthday skirt, and Project Dress a Girl is very important to me, so I'm prioritizing. We'll call it that, prioritizing. Like I said, I did take advantage of the Peony Patterns sale, so I have a few more that I'll just share with you real quick. What I've ended up doing nowadays, you guys, I buy patterns so rarely. And I try not to buy too many of them unless they're on a really good sale. Kind of try to look around in my stash and see if I have anything that kind of matches that. But what I do is as soon as I buy them, I've been printing them. I went ahead and just opened the files up and printed them so that I can have them here in my stash, and I just keep a stack of them, the ones that are ready to be assembled, and then when I'm ready to work on that project, I'll have everything printed and ready to go. This one is another free pattern. It kind of goes along with the little skirt. This is the Appleberry tee, very cute little knit tee there for a kiddo, sizes 1 to 14 years. Has darling little puff sleeves. Look at those sleeves, very cute. Very cute edition. She has it obviously paired here with the other free appleberry skirt. So really cute little set. If you didn't want to buy any patterns at all, you would be completely free here with your back to school look. So very cute. Went ahead and picked that one up. And then I saw these two. They kind of go together in a way. So I had to pick these up. The sale was so good on these. I paid $2.31 each for these. This is called the Powder Puff petticoat or skirt. You could make it into a skirt. This little girl here is wearing it as a skirt. Just very kind of simple, but if you were looking for a petticoat to put up underneath some skirts, this one does not look as daunting to me. You have a couple layers there and then your elastic waistband. Very, very cute. Would also work as a great little skirt. So this one was $2.31, and then they have a doll version, and Addie is all about the doll matching her right now. We're in that phase. So I went ahead and picked up the baby doll version, and again, it's the exact same little pattern here. It says it fits 13, 15, and 18-inch dolls. So that doll right there kind of looks like her bitty baby, the 15-inch doll. So I think it'll be just fine for Addie. A cute little skirt, petticoat, whatever you want to call it, pattern. And that's the ones that I picked up from the Peony Patterns sale. I could kick myself for not getting in on the little Lizard King sale that was last weekend. I also put that one up on my Instagram stories. You could choose your own pattern to be on sale. It was a really cool sale. You picked one of their patterns and you got it for $5, and I let that pattern sale expire. I didn't even heed my own stories or my own heads up. I should have got in there and got a pattern for $5, but I did not make it in time, and that's okay. I've got plenty of patterns to keep me very busy. And as for life, we're going to get the sewing room back together. I'm very excited. I'm going to drag the hubby up here and get my tables and my cutting table back to where it should be. Hopefully we'll get some sewing done this weekend. I have to share a new obsession with you guys, and I guess I probably shouldn't share it with you in case it takes over your life like it has mine this week. For years now, I have seen this show advertised. I even follow them on Instagram, and I've been so envious of all the UK people who can access this show so easily. I'm talking about the Great British Sewing Bee. I've always wanted to watch that show. Maybe you could get it on the BritBox subscription, but I was not going to commit to buying another subscription service just for one show. So I was kind of waiting around to see if I can find it, and shock of all shocks, this week I found it in the US. I saw a random Facebook post about it being on the Roku channel, and I had to go check it out for myself. And lo and behold, there are 8 seasons of the Great British Sewing Bee on the Roku channel completely for free that all of us over here in the US can access. It is so addicting, you guys. I've been watching it for a few days. I'm on season 2. I love it so much. These are home sewists, they call them. They're a sewist just like you and me, and they're competing, and I can understand what they're talking about. I understand what they're doing. I look at their makes, I'm like, oh yeah, I've done that. I've done that technique before. I will say that is different from Project Runway. Project Runway is like designers and couture and avant-garde and all those higher ends of fashion. I'm just a home sewist sewing knit dresses, you know, that's what I love seeing. And that is really what I love about the Great British Sewing Bee. These are normal sewists sewing things like I sew every day. So it has been so much fun. I don't know how the later seasons go. I'm only on season 2. Maybe they get more like Project Runway, but I really hope they don't. I hope they maintain this home sewist kind of vibe. So sorry if I have totally wrecked all of your weekend plans. I will link the Roku channel down below. If you've never heard of it, you can bring it up on your browser. You don't even have to have like a Roku remote. You don't have to have a special app on your iPad. You can bring it up on Safari or whatever browser and log into it and watch 8 wonderful seasons of the show. you're welcome. And I think that's going to do it for this hashtag Friday Sews. Like I said, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Let me know what your weekend plans are. I would love to chat with you. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.